What is trash? Trash, by definition, is described as things that are no longer useful or wanted, but this is far from true. Trash can be used in many different ways. It is very easy to turn trash into treasures, but it's up to you to decide. Is it really trash? Did you know Americans generate 250 million tons of garbage a year? And some reports show over 400 million tons. Every day, the U.S. throws away enough trash to fill 63,000 garbage trucks. This results in our landfills being at all-time capacity levels. In 2015, California's estimated 38.9 million residents landfilled about 33.2 million tons of solid waste, for an estimated statewide disposal rate of 4.7 pounds per day per person. And according to the Environmental Protection Agency, all of the U.S.'s current and old landfills create hazardous air emissions and eventually leak into the groundwater. It is reported that 82% of surveyed landfill cells had leaks. Although recycling has reduced the amount of trash thrown away in the U.S. by 32%, it still isn't enough because Americans are also consuming more and more, and packaging has increased on all products, which means all of the trash we have recycled has been replaced. Only about 1/10 of all solid garbage in the U.S. gets recycled, and almost 1/3 of this waste generated by the country is all packaging, which is unnecessary. The EPA estimates that 75% of the American waste stream is recyclable, but we only recycle about 30% of it. Americans throw away about 28 billion bottles and jars every year. The Container Recycling Institute estimates that 36 billion aluminum cans landfilled last year had a scrap value of more than $600 million. Americans are literally throwing away money. And not to mention the cost of getting rid of this trash. Trash removal is usually offered as part of your city's utilities, but there are also independent companies who sometimes offer the service at a lower price. Trash removal generally costs $10 to $40 a month and $140 to $250 annually. By recycling, composting, and reusing trash, Americans can save not only money, but also make money. Recyclers can approximately earn $30 to $50 per day. That equates to 3 to 5 trash bags filled with around 700 bottles and cans. Recycling just 100 cans could light your bedroom for 2 whole weeks. There are so many useful things that people throw away on a daily basis that can be reused, recycled, and even composted. Things that no one would ever think to reuse can be reused in many different ways. Here are some examples.
Instead of throwing away old tires, you can easily use tires and make them into new chairs by connecting netting to all sides to help contribute to saving our planet. More than 240 million tires are thrown away each year in the United States. Fewer than 7% are recycled. 11% are burned for fuel. It is really important to recycle cans for a sustainable lifestyle. Recycling aluminum cans and just aluminum in general is beneficial to the earth because it requires less energy than mining and smelting. Aluminum is also the most cost-effective material to recycle. Aluminum cans can be used in many alternative ways. Glass is 100% recyclable and can be recycled endlessly without loss in quality or purity. Recycled glass can be substituted for up to 95% of raw materials, and according to certain statistics, recycling 1,000 tons of glass creates slightly over 8 jobs. Instead of throwing away glass, look up ways to reuse glass in your everyday life. Cartons used for juice and milk and other liquids can be easily recycled and repurposed for new things. Cartons are mainly made from paper or plastic and sometimes aluminum. The paper fiber in cartons is extremely valuable and useful in making new products. Recycling cartons is important because they're natural and the paper is in demand by companies that make recycled paper products. You can also refrain from throwing away a majority of things in your house and use them for arts and crafts and various activities for kids, or in the classroom if you're a teacher, or for just decorating your room. Use aluminum cans for flower pots. Use old wallpaper to wrap the cans in for decoration. Use cans for the top of a lamp, and you can also engrave cool designs in it for a personal touch. If you have any VHS tapes that you don't use anymore, you can easily recycle them. A company called Green Disc will recycle your techno trash for you. Tapes are taken apart and shredded and finally turned into new and useful things such as product packaging. Many stores like Radio Shack and Office Depot accept old batteries to recycle. Recycling batteries is good for the environment because it keeps them out of the landfill where heavy metals may leak into the ground when the battery casing corrodes, causing soil and water pollution. If batteries are incinerated with household waste, the heavy metals in them may cause air pollution. The wax from crayons is not biodegradable and will never break down, leaving a waxy sludge in our landfills for centuries and centuries to come. Annually, 500,000 pounds of broken crayons are discarded in landfills throughout the country. You can do so many things with crayons rather than throw them away, such as melting them down into cool-looking candles. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, fewer than 20% of all cell phones are recycled each year, and most people don't know where to recycle them. The Wireless Foundation refurbishes old phones to give to domestic violence survivors. Why throw away your old cell phones and harm the earth when you could help out a victim of domestic violence while saving the earth? Wine corks cannot be reused as wine corks because of bacterial concerns, but they can be recycled into many other useful objects such as pushpin cork boards, coasters, and flooring. They can also be used for insulation, automotive parts, and sports equipment. The organizations called Re-Cork and Sole have also teamed up to repurpose your wine tops into soles for shoes.